the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. I'm Doug Rice. Give it up. Oh, yeah, I love it. I don't know. Fuck it. What up? Wake the fuck up. How you doing? It's Doug Rice here with Detrina. Yes, my moderator is back. She's there. How you doing, folks? It's me. It's the Doug Rice Show. I am here with my moderator. Oh, she's back. All your thoughts and prayers have helped her, and I am certain that she is happy to be back. At least I hope so. I'm always ready and prepared to just lay into the abuse and the use and the misuse. And I'm just joking. She's a great moderator, and don't mess with her. She'll kick you out. Okay, that's it. All right. So today, the 23rd of December, 2022, I am here for my family of Negroes trapped within the confines of this penal colony built for us by us. Now, I have changed my mic. I hope all of you like how it sounds. It's right there and it's round. Okay. So hopefully the audio gets a little bit better, a little bit clearer, a little bit more bright. So this morning I got up, slept well, got up this morning and turned on the YouTube. Tend to get a lot of info from YouTube. And there is T. Al Ministries, the End of the World Ministries with Brother Yacoba, who himself did an impromptu show, he said, but it was one of the most impactful expressions and shows and lives that I've ever seen him put on. And I've been looking at this man since 2016, somewhere along those lines. And today's effort, the effort from yesterday that I saw from Brother Yacoba, I got to tell you, folks, the world is in trouble. The world is in turmoil. It is an absolute fact that we are in the midst of World War III. And I got to tell you, on several fronts going unreported. Now, everybody is talking about Russia. Everybody's talking about Ukraine. I mean, they give all the donations in the world, the billions and billions of dollars of these folks as the fight continues. But there are things going on with China and Pakistan and India and these other countries. And they're on the brink of a conflict. And one of the things I got from Brother Yacoba's ministry this morning was we are so in line with prophetic and biblical events to not at least accept that there is something going on is just being blind, is being willfully blind. And he prompted me to do an impromptu show this morning. And now that I've got Detrina back, everything will flow smoothly, will flow wonderfully, and we will get informed together, all in the quest, my Negroes, to get that goddamned grin off your faces. When you're out there, when you're in mixed company, there's no need for you to offer the Negro smile. We'll get into it. Anyway, so we're at 11:34 in the morning. It's, my God, we're a few days before the pagan holiday of all pagan holidays that they love to celebrate. They've shut down the minds and psyches of our children. Now they've even got Black Santa Claus. Isn't that wonderful? I don't fucking care. I don't celebrate the holidays. I don't judge those that do. Any of you that choose to celebrate, hey, fair game, good for you. I'm glad you're doing what you choose to do, but not something that I do. So 2 days before this magnanimous day, I decided to talk about a few things came to me yesterday, and here we are. The first topic, the anchor topic, is going to, I think, interest you beyond measure. I hope for those of you that are here, please like, subscribe, all that. Let me change that from I'm being on to there. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And hey, there'll be some portals for you to give to support this effort, especially now that I got Detrina back. You know, I've got to pay her eventually. Something. Anyway, all right. So good morning to everyone. How you doing? If you're not at work, which you probably are not, I thank you for being here. Our first topic, very interesting. Accepting God's choosing. Accepting God's choosing. You know, they talk about being called. Many are called, few are chosen. They talk about us being set apart. We talk about being set apart, a people of special possession. But when you're talking about being the chosen of God, you have to accept that designation. It is not simply a given that as you stand a descendant of slaves, the progeny of those who were brought here against their will during the transatlantic slave trade to fulfill the prophecy of the Most High God, understand that your being attached to those people comes with the responsibility that you accept the choosing of God. Now, there are those who walk around in the midst and the faces of our oppressors who in every way reject God's choosing. And so by their actions, they are not chosen. They are not Negroes. They are Black people. You know, they're Black Americans. You know, they have given up that choosing. You got to consider, just as the Most High chooses us, we must choose the Most High. And if you draw close to God, and he's bound to draw close right back at you, right? So you've got to answer the call to be chosen, and you've got to listen, because many are called and few are chosen, but that can't conflict with us being chosen and set apart from the Most High. As you can see, he speaks it from Scripture, that it is a symbiotic spiritual relationship between we Negroes, Hebrews, true Israel, and the God of all creation. He reaches out in an effort to make peace between the two of us, using the Messiah as the conduit through which you do so. Now, if you hold out your hand long enough and a person doesn't return that hand, you can believe that message will be received. And I can only tell you, in accepting God's choosing, if you reject God's offering, then the Most High will reject you. How's that for some math? What do you think about that? Special possessions are kept special, by the way. There is no transference of the appointment of being a special possession of the Most High God. And so if a Negro are born into that position, you must at least reach your hand back out to the Most High in reflection of his reaching his out to you. You know, you can't leave the God of all creation hanging, right? So you have to accept God's choosing if you are a Negro. If you decide to reject it, then you don't have anything to concern yourself with regarding what we talk about, what we do, our expectations, our expected exodus. And so many have turned their back on that choosing. You consider that. That's a hell of a thing. So I thought that was a good way to start. I liked it because a lot of us go around talking about we are the chosen, we are set apart. Well, if you are set apart, then you must set apart. It has to be, give and take. It's not a one-way street. All right, so let me do this. A lot of times we get into discussions regarding Yeshua, Messiah, the Son of the Most High God. What Yeshua reveals about Negroes, the next topic, is extremely telling. And I don't know that many of us pay strict attention to what he is showing as an example, him being here. All the things that Jesus did, I expect Negroes should be able to do. Brother Yacoba talked about a miracle in our exodus, a miracle involving our exodus. And all the things through faith that you saw Yeshua do, we Negroes have within us to do as well. Let me elaborate. A lot of folks are talking about getting armed. Black folks everywhere getting armed. They just put the NFAC dude in jail for a number of years. You know, want to do as they do. I don't think we're going to need weapons. I think at the point in time they try to reach out and do serious harm to us, at that point we'll be untouchable, unobtainable. Remember, Jesus, they reached out to get him. He's unobtainable. These ghosts that they see, these demons that they commiserate with. You notice Negroes don't commiserate with demons. I believe we have the power within us through faith to cast out demons. I think Jesus set the tone. Yeshua set the tone in what we as Negroes are able to do. Now, if you don't believe me, ask yourself this. We've been kept as not a threat in this country as they could possibly keep us. They've kept us unarmed, without rights, without equal treatment, justice, and all those things simply evade us. And so in the realest sense, as they are armed to the teeth, you'd have to ask yourself, what is it they feel the need to be that armed to the teeth for against us? I mean, we are the target. What threat do we really pose? Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's where I believe we reflect all the things that Yeshua reflect. I don't think that they can do much to us that the Creator does not permit. And I mean that. I believe that the same faith that the Messiah showed, and the bravery he showed, and the fearlessness he showed, destroying the money changers, talking directly, I mean, fearless. And they can only lay their hands on him when the Creator permitted it. And so I don't believe we need to go about arming ourselves to the teeth. I don't believe that we need to do the things that they do to prepare themselves for whatever they intend to do towards us. I think we need to stand fast and simply pray, prepare, and be ready for our exodus. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Again, Yeshua reveals what we're capable of. Remember what he said. If they hate us, they hated him first. Everything regarding Negroes is reflected through what the Messiah did while on earth. And I believe that is their biggest fear, that perhaps at some point will be turned on. You know, the switch of whatever is within Negroes will be flipped on, and they'll be powerless to do anything. So it's just a thought. I'm trying to get a little bit more cerebral and not as repetitive. And so the topics I thought today would be a bit more in depth for those of you that like to think a bit. So let's just continue. Now, next, this thing that you hear, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That phrase, the last shall be first. Let's look at that. See, because this is what this is building up to. Brother Yacoba said it today. Something's going on. They're ready to give us reparations. They're talking about it through all different countries. They're doing all the things that signify there's something about Negroes. There's something about us. And it seems to dovetail quite nicely with the 400 years prophecy that's come to an end. In one of those prophecies, it can be applied that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I suppose that's kind of their fear. That's what it is they fight against. Look, who is first right now? Who is prime? Who is supposedly superior? All right, so if we look at that, juxtaposed to that, who's last? Who are the last individuals to get any say over anything regarding themselves or things around them? Well, Well, historically, that would be Negroes, always considered the bottom of the barrel. There is no question regarding that. And so their biggest fear is being last. But more than that, their biggest fear is Negroes being first. You got to consider that. Every move that they're making right now is to protect their position, the position that they, I guess, usurped or attempted to usurp, putting themselves first. Well, pretty soon that's going to be reversed. So just pay attention to what they're doing, because they're seriously, they're seriously on a tear. And as they go on their tear, folks, I think it's important and imperative that we focus on protecting your Negro mental. I'm going to tell you this. There's two things I see happening. Either there's a great deception about to go, and they're going to reveal some great thing they've hidden from the world, and whether either that or this Chrislam thing is going to take off, and that's going to be a problem. But you have to, at all times, protect your Negro mental. And the reason I say Negro mental is because if you don't, they'll turn you into an African American or just a black person. The Negro mental is the woke Negro consciousness that you have to protect. They want you as dull as a butter knife when it comes to all the things going on around you, the history that involves you. And as you go about this penal colony for Negroes, it's important that you protect your mental. You protect what you take in. Garbage in, garbage out. Giggle. I know everybody's heard that. The constant distraction that they offer Negroes specifically, they're targeting you. They're targeting your mind. They don't want you to focus on certain truths that are now coming to the fore. They'd rather you laugh and dance and play ball, tell jokes, watch movies, and, generally waste your time doing nothing as the world moves on without you and are all about you. So protect your Negro mental. The attack is constant. You can't look at your phone. You can't look at your TV. You can't listen to music. Everything that you take in, before you do so, examine it. And if it's in there before you've examined it, examine it while it's in there and get rid of it if it doesn't meet the standards of the kingdom. At this point, the war begins first here. Secondary to that is the war that's out here in the physical. But beyond everything that you do, please protect your Negro mental. Protect it, because it's precious, it's valuable, and it's dangerous to certain folks. Moving on. Now, look, you think about being a nation of Negroes, right? I need folks to understand that we are a holy nation. Now, when you ascribe holiness to that which the Creator has made holy through his assertions, and he has asserted that we are a nation of priests and kings, a holy nation. Now, consider this. If we, in fact, acted accordingly as a holy nation, a straightening effect would occur within our community. If we conducted ourselves like royalty, if we thought of ourselves as royalty, consider the mental effect that would have on all of us. That time may soon be here. And I need everyone to understand, the nations hate us out of jealousy because secretly they know who we are. I've read it. They've come together as a group to conspire against us and cause Israel, true Israel, to forget their identity. That's us. A royal, holy nation, one family, a group. It's not open to everybody. It's not. It's a designation that can't be transferred. So when we look at these individuals who call themselves Israel over in Israel, we know they are a falsehood. They are a lie. We are true Israel. That can't be transferred. Negroes on this planet, the progeny of slaves, never allow them to take that from you. That is a very, very important, powerful thought. I just wonder if we considered each other as royalty on the street, in public, together, by ourselves, how that would affect us. I mean, in places like they continue to point out, Chicago and Philly and all these other places. But you have to accept that royalty. You have to accept that choosing, that appointment. So many of us have rejected it. And it's important you understand who you are as Negroes in this country and elsewhere. All right, so I just wanted that to be firmly established. Every Negro, every person associated with the transatlantic slave trade, a part of the tribe of Judah, is a member of the royal line of Israel, royalty. I'm not talking about the House of Windsor. I'm not talking about King Charles. I'm not talking about the kings and queens that have appointed themselves. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the royal nation, the royal line of David. Those are Negroes and no other people. I hope you understand that. Okay, let's move on. Next, all of us have to choose. All of us have to choose the road we walk on. And the road you choose has to be chosen. And just to give everybody a heads up, there are two roads, a narrow road and a wide road. I mean, they talk about it in scripture. But you're going to have to choose. You have to choose. The one thing about being on this road is there are few exits and many on-ramps. Few exits from the wide road and many on-ramps to the wide road from the narrow road. It's very odd how this whole thing is constructed. And as each of us walk our walk, the road changes from time to time. Sometimes, we got to find and get off that wide road, walk that narrow path. It's an interesting way of looking at it. But remember, you're going to have to choose, and you have to choose rightly. You have to choose rightly. You have to. And listen, folks, if you notice that everything about you is all in line with what the world accepts and considers acceptable, you're on the wrong goddamn road. More likely, you're grinning and skinning and shucking and jiving the whole way down. Let me tell you something. Now is not the time. Now is not. A lot of people ask me, Doug, you do this nearly every day. I don't. I do this, periodically. And you're so excitable, so angry. I can't understand how so many of us are so goddamn complacent and so comfortable and so at ease with this bullshit. It's the road they're walking. If you're on a road of ease and comfort with no expectation of discomfort, and you expect that, your life is just happy-go-lucky, and you're a Negro in America, you're on the wrong road. I need to tell you that, because it leads to nowhere shortly. Yeah, it's the narrow road that has the long distance. That wide road is about to get cut off. I'm just going to say that. So I'm just saying that's my next topic. Here we go. The new heavenly order. The new heavenly order. We're on the road to get to that new heavenly order. The wide road won't lead us there. You're going to have to choose which road you walk as you take in your holy nation, protecting your Negro mental, understanding that the last shall be first, and knowing what Jeshua reveals about us. As long as you accept God's choosing, then you should be a part of that new heavenly order. They talk about a new world order. It's not new. It's old. It's the new heavenly order that's approaching that will do away with the old world order we are all victims and within. And that new heavenly order is the reason that these folks, these nations, intend to fight Almighty God once he arrives. Consider this. Their biggest fear, some folks talk about a one world government, a one world order. And they make that the enemy of humankind. Well, you have to understand the parables of man. The new heavenly order kind of reflects that fear. And so when the Creator comes and his intent is made known that all the kingdoms of the earth must fall and Negroes will be put in their rightful place to judge the nations and lead the earth toward the kingdom, that's going to give them every reason to fight God Almighty. That new heavenly order must be brought about in that way, because the Creator will not accept a single rival. And remember that. That's it. That's what I got. I tried to get a little bit more cerebral, a little bit more elevated in our topics, only because, well, again, I didn't want to be repetitive, repeating the same old, Ashkenazis, yada, yada. Let's get a little bit more in depth. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and here are all of my giving portals. Support this effort. Now we're going to go to some news now. Some news for Hebrews, because it's important. It's important you have the tools, the ammunition needed to walk about this place with a serious countenance. Now, first things first. Here we go. There's the old logo. First things first. Here we go. All right, so you guys know what I do. First half, I go through 7 topics. There are the topics. We did that. Both. Second half, we're going to peruse the news, Negroes. And you're going to see the currency, the current status of our condition within this place. And hopefully what I read will yield a seriousness that you walk about with as you leave your domicile, the protected, home, that you can smile, just give yourself all kinds of joyous joviality in there. But once you step out, here's the reason to keep yourself in serious countenance. All right. In 2022, we saw white cops get prison time for killing black people. Wow. Did we really? 2 D.C. police officers involved in a chase that resulted in the death of a young black man have been found guilty of second-degree murder, according to the Huffington Post. Well, folks, we are kind of seeing that, aren't we? No, we're seeing that. We've had a wave of justice, supposedly, coming for, black folks victimized by police. But I got to tell you, the pendulum swings. The pendulum swings, and there'll be some backlash for all the supposed justice. And that backlash is going to be felt by the indignant, I say, the anger that white folks are going to have being brought into account for taking Negro lives. And so when I read about these kind of things, I understand, hey, I mean, that's nice and all, but it doesn't really, it doesn't help us. It does in the long run. These appointments, these getting brothers and sisters to take powerful entities to court and destroy their lives. They're going to use the power that Negroes are being seemingly given. They're going to use that as a weapon and a dog whistle against the right to come at us. They're going to find every reason. And the empowerment of Negroes recently, I think, may be one. Now, here's something interesting. No charges for Minneapolis police snipers who shot a 20-year-old black man, Tekel Sundberg, during a mental health crisis. I believe we saw this. The 2 Minnesota police officer snipers will not face charges for fatally shooting a black man in the midst of a mental health crisis in July. Not face charges. And the attorney's office is the one that made that decision. Well, folks, let me ask you a question. What did you think would happen? What did you think would happen? In the event that any relative loses their minds or comes unglued, please don't expect police to treat us as they would their own. They're going to treat us with a final decision. They're going to shoot first. They're going to dissect the situation later. And that's what we can expect. I'm not surprised. But more than that, when it comes time for accountability, they're going to just give it to the cops. They're going to just say, you know what? I think we'll err on the side of police. It's done every day. And I'm for one, I'm getting a little bit tired of that myself. Well, who knows? Oh, here we go. I wanted to ask about this one here. This woman, this is supposed to be Jennifer McClellan. She is poised to become the first Black woman to represent Virginia in Congress. That's her. Now, I am pretty, I don't know. This is the woman here. This is her, right? Yes, Jennifer McClellan, the first Black woman. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That seems a bit. It seems a bit odd to me. I don't know. That's a bit odd. That is the new black. That's the acceptable blackness. The straightened hair, the dyed hair, as light as humanly possible, this modicum of black, maybe acting a little bit black, and then maybe she's black enough. I don't know. That I found that a bit odd. When I saw the picture, I said, I got to show that one. That's interesting. My goodness. Did you guys see this one right here? Black man sues over being punched, kicked in Colorado Springs traffic stop. Now, I've seen a photo of the brother when they did something to him, and they messed him up real bad. And what he's going to do is he's going to get a bunch of goddamn money for being stopped and beaten by police. But, it's just United Snakes of America. It's just a standard. And they got the money ready for him, too. They've got the amount they think they might pay him, and he looked absolutely horrible. I got to tell you, it was not pretty. It was not cool. I did not like that. I'm just going through the Black news. How Black families can fight for fair discipline in school. The only way that you are going to get anything out of a school is to get your children out of the school itself. Don't expect fair discipline. Don't expect fair treatment. Don't expect fair conduct. Expect all the things that we've grown to expect in this country, especially in the middle of the country. And that's an empty promise, an empty headline. There is nothing to expect. For God's sake, stop. Next. All right. What do we got? Oh, goodness. What is this? Oh, Black Italian rugby player sheriff calls out teammates for a secret Santa gift. A Black Italian rugby player said Wednesday the secret Santa gift exchange turned offensive when the teammates gave him a rotten banana. I mean, what is on their minds? What is on their mind? So why is this expression of racism? It's almost like it's being pressed, like a garlic press. And I'm trying to figure out, it's coming out of their children, it's coming out of them, it's East, it's West, it's Europe, it's America, and it's just prevalent. And right at the 400 years, which to me is a bit, I don't know, the timing seems odd. They just want to express their racist sentiment. They want to yell at us during sports events. They want to, they want to put on blackface. They want to do all of this shit. They want to murder us. They want to thoughts and prayers us. And they want to give Santa gifts, I guess racist Santa gifts of rotten bananas. I guess they would call him a gorilla or monkey or something. What's on their minds? Next, who knows? What do we got here? Oh, I found this interesting. I looked up Black news, and Donald Trump says that the FBI should go after those in Epstein's little black book. He said that yesterday. Well, I find that a bit interesting. Now, look, you look up Black news, you get all kind of returns. But that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Now I think they're about to, anything could happen as they go after Donald Trump's taxes, and that, my friends, would pull the express coattails off a bunch of folks. A bunch of folks get their feelings hurt and in jail. I just got a question. This cannot be. So, armed Black Panthers were at the voting locations during the Georgia runoff. So there's a claim that there were Black Panthers running around during the Georgia runoff during the election to help assist in getting Raphael Warnock back in office. And of course, they've dispelled that rumor as absolutely not true. So there's that. Now, again, Black news, folks, just going through it. Next, let's see here. Wait. Whoa, there we go. I found this a bit interesting. Teacher admits to sexual abuse of a minor inside a closet. Emily Marie Anderson, 35, teacher is admitted to the abuse of a 15-year-old student in a biology room closet. And the reason I wanted to show that is because you notice she has the complexion for the protection. Why aren't they showing her face? And I guess you got to ask yourself this, folks. If that teacher was, just a different person, you think they'd hide her face? They're protecting her. This 35-year-old, this predator, this child sex predator. I don't understand the reasoning in just being so blatant in the bias, the justice system. Here's another one. Very good. Another one here. Oh, we go. Here's a couple gets escorted off the plane after causing a scene. Now, I watched this, and it was epic. It was amazing. A couple of privileged folks decided to be in their feelings about not being, set in a certain place and had to be escorted off the plane. I thought that was very interesting. I thought you might want to see that one. They are getting a bit rowdy, aren't they? Yes, they are. The Green Bay Packers fan gets thrown from the upper levels of the stadium. They're throwing folks from upper levels of the stadium. They're getting as rowdy as humanly possible. This is another one that I thought might be interesting to folks. 28 Republicans vote against a bill to protect child sex abuse survivors. 28 Republicans vote against a bill to protect child sex abuse survivors. That's a bit telling, wouldn't you say, folks? That kind of tells you what we're dealing with. And these folks come in power on the 28th. These are right-wing, white nationalist-led party, and this is what they vote for. I thought that might be a good insight. What's next? I got a question. I hope they showed the picture. Mary J. Blige. What is going on here? What is that? Can anyone give me insight as to how this tragedy began? How the self-hate amongst the elevated, privileged, wealthy entertainment class, who they expect us to emulate and copy, it's an infection of self-hate. I don't even understand this. That's not her hair. I didn't say it didn't look good. It just bothers me that they have mentally fucked our most successful and talented. Very sorry to say it. All right, I'm just sorry. Had to go there. I am looking. This was interesting. I found this. So this is the ghost of Willie Earl and the haunting of a Pickens County museum. So you can already tell by the story what they more likely did. They're saying that this man here is haunting something. Now, they're pulling us into their bullshit while we're alive, and they're trying to pull us into their bullshit when we're dead. You imagine that? They murdered him, and now they're saying that he's haunting them. Let me see here. I just want to continue. Oh, dear God. This really irritated me. Carol Bryant Donlan's unpublished memoir surfaces. I always felt like a victim. The woman at the center of Emmett Till's death dictated, I am more than a wolf whistle. More than a decade ago, it represents the first time she openly spoke about the case. Now, a wolf whistle is what she accused that young man of throwing her way, whatever, right? And 10 years ago, she wrote a memoir that put that wolf whistle, the name of that, into the memoir. The disrespect. Consider what this country truly thinks of Negroes. If you want to know what they think of us, all you have to do is see that circumstance. That circumstance is the mental state of Americans toward Negroes in this country. And there being such, there is no reason for any of us to walk about this place with a smile on our face. Content. It's just not necessary. This woman's life long lived after causing the murder of Emmett Till, never being brought to justice, and now we find that she wrote memoirs. I mean, it's a slap in the face. But more of the slap in the face is to the folks that are in the ground, our ancestors, who, if they knew this occurred, would wonder too how any of us could smile in any of their faces for any reason at any time. What do you think? What do you think they think? This is what they think of us. That's the sentiment of Negroes in this country. That's the sentiment for Negroes. Just letting you know. Next, let me see here. Just want to get it going here. Boom. And in the space of that, Emmett Till and his mother honored with Congressional Medal. Now, I got to ask this question. First, fuck your medal. And why have you honored these people? No, you honored our brothers and sisters because they got murdered by you. That's a hell of a thing. Where's the honor in being murdered by white folks? I'm trying to figure that out. What are you honoring him for? You're giving him an honor, Congressional Medal. For what? Here's the reason I'm putting it in that way. What did you give the woman that caused this? Her life and freedom and no accountability for her actions. And in the face of that, not taking her to court, not throwing her in prison for the rest of whatever remains of her short, miserable life, you instead give a medal to the mother and long dead son. Fuck you. I'm sorry, just had to go there. Next, let me see what's up. Okay. This is very interesting. American couple charged with torture of a 10-year-old Ugandan foster child. So these two got their hands on a Negro child, on a black child, on something they could call a pet, whatever, you know. And this between 2020 and 2022, the couple allegedly constantly tortured one of their foster children. Wow. Spencer's allegedly pulled the child from school, denying the opportunity to receive an education without clothes, confining him to a small, cold space as that served as his bedroom. So do you need help getting that goddamn smile off your faces? I mean, this is what they think of us. And I mean, this is what they think of us. Listen, folks, they're acting out whatever fucking fantasies they've got playing out in their fucking minds. Fucks like this, Charisse Theron, that twisted, crazed South African weirdo who put dresses on the children that she adopted. Amy Coney Barrett, Chief Justice or Justice of the United States, in some Catholic cult, adopted 2 of our children. What is the message? Keep these beings away from our children. That's the message. And the smile on your face, all you got to do is think. Remember, you folks, it's in every fucking one of them. And I'm very sorry to say it just like that. But we see what's going over in Russia and Ukraine, and they're itching to shoot at each other here. So that's just the long and short of it. All right, next. Sorry. Okay, I was waiting for this. O.J. Simpson says Khloe Kardashian is not his daughter. The devil's a fucking lie. What are you talking about? Look at her. Stop lying. Come on, man. Now take the paternity test. Then you know what? Let me tell you something. She took a paternity test. I don't know if anybody knew this. She took a paternity test. The only thing that she revealed was that the mother was her mother. She didn't reveal who the father was. The fuck up. Nobody even cares. Lastly, let's see what we got. Whoa, boom. There is no last. That's it. All right, listen. So today I decided to get a little bit different topics, a little bit different flow, only because I got to change it up. I got to be a little different. Last show, I let the music play. I closed a little bit different. This show, I got Katrina back. I'm feeling a little bit better, so I hope everybody enjoyed the show. But look, folks, take the time now to prepare for movement, prepare to be elsewhere, to prepare to leave everything in your home behind. It's not about what's going on here and what they're reporting here. It's what they're not reporting that's happening outside this country. And this country is prophesied to be destroyed. America is finished. So woke Negroes, fully woke Negroes, I'm not talking about those half woke, half sleep Negroes that claim to be Israel but want their place and their piece of the American. I don't know where the fuck those individuals, because woke Negroes are Negroes looking for the exits. That's what I'm talking about. The kind of brothers and sisters who I address on my platform is real simple. Individuals ready to leave. Understand the exodus is near. It's not about, I think T.L. Ministry called it flee doctrine. No. Get ready to be either kicked out or taken out or left. That's the bottom line. So I do want to thank you for tuning in today, folks. I am a little bit worn. I can hear my voice going out. This is the best effort for the best day that I could do today. But hey, it's the 23rd. We're coming up on the last week of this year. The end of this year, I wanted to announce that TI Ministries is holding a renewal, commitment for the year. And though my platform is not big enough to hold on to be a part of it, I do encourage each of you to do so. All right. Okay, folks, that's it for me. I'm good. I hope you had a good time. I hope I was at least informative. I hope you do not have that damn grin on your face. Please shout out to Katrina for being here. I hope that she did all that she could do in chat, because you know I don't look at that. All right, I'm good. All right, well, I'm going to call it a day. You guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you later. All right. Well, hold on. Wait. Oh, dear God. With all that's going on, I got distracted, and I apologize for that. Look, some of you are taking lunch. Some of you decided I'm going to watch the Doug Rice Show at lunch live. You're going to go back to the office, your little cubicle. You're going to be happy because you're going to, you and I have commiserated. We've chopped it up. But let me tell you something. Negroes need to stay on code. You know why? They're on code. They're on code to protect what they have taken and built, the wealth that they've amassed, and they're on code to do everything they can to keep it. And so with that in front of us, with that conflict in front of us, I think we as a family also need to be on code. And so I think the indicator of being on code is to walk around without a smile. How do you identify wokeness in a Negro face? I will tell you. The best way to not only identify with Negroes who are woke, the best way to know who you're dealing with. Whenever you go out amongst the masses, if you want to know you're dealing with woke Negroes, all you have to do is look for those who don't have the goddamn grin on their face. And if you want to be in that same space, let me tell you what you do. You wake up tomorrow morning and you go out here and you face the day, you be sure as you go on about your way, before you leave your safe domicile, you leave that house without a smile. Okay, folks? Well, okay then. Oh, just be sure to get that goddamn grin off your faces. All right, now I'm ready to go.